Before I begin this story about my friend, everyone says this is a mental illness. My friend was as sharp as a tack. She was a professional. She ran businesses. I am not a judge of what is mental illness and what is not. I'm only telling you a story of someone that I lived with who was a hoarder with a lot of money. All I can say is that I never knew at that time. Of course, that was before they did the hoarders program. You know, that was way before then, I think. I can't remember. I watch all those programs, and it does say it is a mental illness, and I have to assume that it is. So let's begin the story. Well, I promised you I would talk about my friend the hoarder, about her purchasing power and how she purchased things. It was eye-opening for me, and a very hard lesson too. So she said, "Oh, you want to go to shopping with me? We're going to go over to Macy's or I Magnum, or these are old stores. I don't think there's an I Magnum anymore." And I'd say, "Well, sure, you know." So I would go with her, and I wouldn't buy anything because I was very limited with my money. And when I do a movie and make some money, it always seems like there were a million bills to pay. So anyway, we would go to Macy's, and she would find a blouse or a suit or underwear. I mean, she'd pay $30-40 for one pair of underwear. So she would find something she really liked, looked good on her, fit her. She was very professional looking at all times, did her own nails, which were long acrylic. She was immaculately dressed, always, always. And it was normally suits. And she would go in, and she would find a suit she really liked. And she would order one in every color in her size. It didn't matter how many colors. She would order. It didn't matter the price. If it was $300, $400, $500 a suit, she'd order it in every color. If she found a blouse, she'd order it in every color. So I'm sitting there just stunned. Just never purchased, one blouse at a time. One suit at a time, one dress at a time. No, got to get it in every color. Oh, I should have learned my lesson, I went shopping with her a couple of times. I never tried anything on. I never bought anything. She never bought anything for me. She understood that, I thought she understood that I had a money thing. I was limited in my money. So she had a friend. She went to yoga every day. And she had a yoga instructor who bought in a shoe company, brought in all these shoes. They had wooden heels with springs in them, in the heel. And they were supposed to be really good for you to wear, right? These shoes were like $300-400 a pair. So she took me, she goes, "Oh, I want you to go with me. Let's look at these shoes, see what you think, blah, blah, blah." So he had a storage unit, and he would sell these shoes in his yoga class, and one at a time, right? So she goes, and he's got a storage unit, and you walk in the storage unit, it's lined with shoes. I'm not going to say he's a hoarder, he's a businessman. And she said he just has had such a hard time selling these shoes. Well, wooden with just a strap above, they were fabulously comfortable, I have to tell you that. They were incredible to walk on. And I don't know how to describe it. It's, two wooden pieces, and the top was molded to your foot, and then there was a leather strap over it. There was a spring about this big, and when you walked, that spring would go up and down between the two wooden pieces in the heel. So she starts picking out all these shoes, different colors. Color, got to have every color, right? She goes, why don't you try one on? And I went, oh, these are pretty interesting, and they're very, very comfortable. He's right. They're very comfortable. But at $300 a pair, I'm lucky if I paid $20. So I'm trying on the different colors, and I'm trying to decide. I said, okay, I'll buy one pair. Never paid that much in my life for a pair of shoes, and I've bought some Skechers, which were expensive. Nothing like these shoes, but so I wanted to pick one color, one pair. And so I'm trying all these shoes on, and I like that color, like that. Well, which is the most versatile color? Should have been black. That would have been the best color. It had beautiful colors. So I finally said, well, I think I'm just going to skip it. It's a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. Unbeknownst to me, she's setting all these shoes aside in my size for me. Yeah, it's just funny, guys. I was so stupid. So we go to L.A.V.A, and he's bringing all these boxes out. I said, how many pairs did you buy anyway? And she goes, well, I bought 7 or 8 pair for you. And I said, no. I can't afford this. She goes, oh, you can just pay me later as you get the money. I'm thinking, this is over $2,000. And she did. And just like forced my, I said, I can't afford this. Well, you just pay me whenever you get the money. $2,000. I'm like, I was so just, I don't know why I went along with it. It took me months to get those shoes paid off. I did love the shoes. But the reality was, everybody that saw me with them thought it was really weird. They were really weird looking shoes. They were very comfortable. Probably some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever owned. But I ended up paying her that over a year, So 1 pair a month. It was crazy. It was crazy. But this is how her closets got so full. This is how she lived. And it's so far from the way I live, it's hard to even tell you how overwhelmed you are by just the enormous expenditures that you're seeing. And you're going, how does somebody live like this? How can they do this? You just can't figure it out. I can't handle those kinds of purchases, or those kinds of that kind of a thought process that, oh, let's just get it in every color. Now, when I do, nowadays, at Walmart, sometimes they have these kids' jeans, and they lower them to $4 a piece, and I might buy 5 pair. I've paid $20. And I think that's a big expenditure. I don't know about you, but at $4 for some jeans, yeah, that's a really good price. I just thought I'd finish this little story about living with a hoarder. I'm sure I'll remember other things. It was different. And you learned a lot from it. And this wasn't a typical hoarder, who just bought junk or trash these were all expensive, top-of-the-line items, antiques to die for. She spent big, mega bucks. And I hope she had good insurance to cover all this, because her wardrobe was incredible. Everything in the house was incredible. You couldn't want for anything, including food. And she was an excellent cook. And she just cooked up a storm. But a lot of things just like you and me, except mainly it's not like you and me. Thought you'd enjoy hearing about someone who has money and how they purchase things. If you can imagine. It's hard. It's hard. Thank you for watching and subscribing and liking, and I'll see you next time.